December the 18th of 2024 will forever be remembered as a significant day in NASCAR history. A monumental court ruling by Judge Kenneth D has brought an intense spotlight on the world of stock car racing. This day was marked by an unexpected legal victory for two NASCAR teams, 23XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports. First, let's take a moment to honor a legendary figure in NASCAR, Freddy Loren, also known as the Golden Boy. Freddy was a driver who left an unforgettable mark on the sport. Despite not racing extensively, his winning percentage was unmatched. It's no wonder Kyle Petty once said that Freddy's legacy was one of greatness. Freddy Loren passed away on December the 18th of 2024, leaving behind memories of a golden era in NASCAR. The nickname Golden Boy was likely given to him because of his exceptional performance during his brief but impactful career. His passing is a significant loss, and our prayers are with his family during this time. Now let's switch gears and address the earth-shattering ruling from Judge Kenneth D. On December the 18th, Judge Bell declared NASCAR a monopoly. Let that sink in for a moment. NASCAR, the cornerstone of stock car racing, was officially labeled as monopolistic by a prominent judge. This declaration has sent shockwaves through the racing community, social media, and beyond. The ruling was a result of a lawsuit brought forward by 23XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports, two teams that dared to challenge the authority of NASCAR. Before diving deeper into the case, let's simplify what a monopoly means. A monopoly is when one company or organization has complete control over a market or industry, leaving no room for competition. In this case, NASCAR was declared a monopoly because it is the only major league for stock car racing. There's no alternative for teams and drivers who wish to compete at the highest level. The judge's ruling essentially confirmed that NASCAR has been operating as the sole authority in this field. The legal battle started because 23XI Racing, along with Front Row Motorsports, refused to sign a new charter agreement for the 2025 season. This agreement is a crucial aspect of NASCAR, as it defines the rights and responsibilities of teams, including their ability to race with a charter. A charter guarantees a team's entry into races, providing financial stability and sponsorship opportunities. However, the new agreement did not sit well with these two teams, prompting them to take legal action. 23XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports accused NASCAR of monopolistic practices, arguing that the organization's control over the sport left them with no choice but to comply with unfavorable terms. They claimed that NASCAR's charter system was unfair and restrictive. In response, the team sought a preliminary injunction allowing them to race with charters in 2025 without signing the new agreement. Essentially, they wanted to compete on their terms while continuing to challenge NASCAR's authority in court. Judge Bell sided with the teams, ruling that NASCAR is indeed a monopoly. This decision is groundbreaking because it challenges the way the sport has been managed for decades. NASCAR has always been the dominant force in stock car racing, but this ruling opens the door for potential changes in the industry structure. It also raises questions about how the sport will evolve moving forward. What makes this situation even more fascinating is the reaction of NASCAR's fan base. Many old-school fans have been vocal critics of NASCAR, lamenting the changes that have occurred over the years. They long for the golden days of racing and often express frustration with the current state of the sport. However, when 23XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports decided to challenge NASCAR, these same fans seem to take issue with the team's actions. It's as if they felt a sense of loyalty to NASCAR, despite their frequent complaints. This contradiction highlights the complex relationship between fans and the sport they love. Now, take a moment to understand why we might feel this way. For many, NASCAR represents tradition and nostalgia. It's a connection to their past, a sport that has been a part of their lives for generations. While they may criticize it, they also don't want to see it dismantled or fundamentally changed. This emotional attachment creates a phenomenon where fans simultaneously criticize and defend NASCAR depending on the situation. While the judge's ruling is a significant victory for the teams, it's important to note that this is just the beginning. The case will likely continue to unfold with more legal battles ahead. The preliminary injunction allows the teams to race in 2025, but it doesn't resolve the larger issue of NASCAR's monopolistic practices. But this ruling has set a precedent that could lead to changes in the way the sport is governed. This case also brings attention to the business side of NASCAR. Behind the thrilling races and roaring engines lies a complex web of agreements, sponsorships, and financial considerations. The charter system is a prime example of this, as it directly impacts teams' ability to compete and thrive. By challenging the system, 23XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports are not only fighting for their rights, but also shining a light on the broader issues within the sport. The issue at the center of this case is money. NASCAR controls the sport, including how much of the revenue goes to the teams. Over the years, some team owners felt they weren't getting a fair share. NASCAR, on the other hand, claims they've already worked on giving the teams more money and believe they've done enough. In fact, NASCAR reportedly spent 2 years negotiating with team owners before presenting a final offer. They told the teams to either accept the offer or move on. Some longtime team owners like Richard Childress and Rick Hendrick signed the deal and chose not to fight, but others, including 23XI Racing, refused to back down. Michael Jordan is also a fighter by nature. He wasn't ready to settle for less, especially when he believed the teams deserved more. Together with Front Row Motorsports, 23XI Racing decided to take NASCAR to court. But why does this ruling matter so much? Well, for one, it sets a precedent. This means other teams or groups might feel more confident about challenging NASCAR in the future. It also forces NASCAR to rethink how they manage their relationships with team owners. The ruling is essentially a call for NASCAR to return to the bargaining table and come up with a more balanced deal. The teams aren't asking for complete control, they simply want a bigger portion of the revenue. This could lead to significant changes in how the sport is run and how money is distributed. Another reason this ruling is historic is the message it sends to everyone involved in NASCAR. For decades, NASCAR operated with little opposition. They made decisions and everyone followed. This court case shows that times are changing. Team owners, drivers, and even fans are starting to speak up more about what they want from the sport. Michael Jordan and 23XI Racing's victory proves that standing up for what you believe in can lead to real change, even in an organization as powerful as NASCAR. It's also worth mentioning the cultural impact of the case. NASCAR has always been a sport with deep roots and tradition, but as the world changes, so does the sport. Newer team owners like Michael Jordan bring fresh perspectives and ideas. They challenge the old ways of doing things and push for progress. This court case is just one example of how these changes are reshaping NASCAR. So, will they make an effort to rebuild trust with the teams, or will they double down and fight harder in court? Either way, the next year or two will be critical for the sport's future. And that's all we have for today's episode. Before you leave, remember to give this video a like and also hit that subscribe button while you're down there.